Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. Now, before we get going with it right now, you guys know if you watch plenty that I cough a lot. I got this chronic cough. It was kind of worse tonight than normal. So if you see me going like this to mute the mic or, coughing, I apologize now. Because my cough was so bad, I almost contemplated not doing the show, but it was so newsworthy. I was like, yeah, we got to talk Smackdown because we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 newsworthy things to talk about. Like, Smackdown never has this much news coming out of it, but we got new matches from Saturday night's main event. First two people qualified for Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank qualifiers announced for next week. Jeff Cobb's got a new name and so much more. Julia is on SmackDown. What? Being on Raw for like 3-4 weeks straight. Okay, because that makes sense. Well, I mean, she was never officially called up to Raw. I never said, some people say they saw her wear that Raw debut patch. I never noticed it. I saw it on what's her name? Roxanne. It was on the side of her boot. So I never actually saw it on Julia. Maybe Julia will have that SmackDown debut patch next week, but whatever. We'll see. SmackDown got Julia. Raw seemingly has Roxanne. We still got a draft to come possibly in the next couple of weeks. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here. Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, help us out over on YouTube. You can help us out over there by hitting the subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know when we go live. And that way you know when we post to the community tab. Also, remember, you can help us out by becoming a channel member and hitting that join button. As a channel member, you get access to emotes and emojis, our graphics packages, tutorials, Q&As, and so much more. Plus, remember, you can also get all of that over at patreon.com/PW Unlimited. Finally, on YouTube, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. Finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Remember, we are in the middle of that Fortnite galactic battle season, the Star Wars season. There's a lot of cool things that they got going on, a lot of cool new skins and returning skins. And if you can unlock them, you can get Darth Jar Jar tonight. So a lot of cool things. And if you go and buy anything on Fortnite, whether that's a battle pass or from the shop on your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Switch, your phone, your tablet, or your computer, put in this code, PWU NLIMITED, for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases, and you will get, no matter what, whether it's Rocket League, Fortnite, Fall Guys, or the Epic Game Store, 20% back in rewards to spend throughout the Epic Game Store or any of those games going forward. So if you spend enough in Fortnite, then you can rack up possibly enough, I guess you would say, credits, then buy more stuff in Fortnite and no real extra cost to you, excuse me. But with all of that, we got a lot to talk about when it comes to this SmackDown. And it was right off the jump that we got some big news coming out of this show. Now, we didn't fully know what the big news was until people kind of dissected it and figured it out. But the show opens with Solo Sikoa, JC. He thought he was just Jeff Cobb because that's what Michael Cole called him. Jacob Fatu, the United States champion. They enter with Sikoa's music and Sikoa's Tron. Yet the crowd chanted for Fatu, and then when the Solo went to speak, they booed him. Sikoa, whoop, wrong button. There we go. Sikoa said that Roman Reigns losing the title at WrestleMania ruined everything. And he was here to take it all back. And I go, oh, where have we heard this before? Oh, 1 year ago. He said it would start with him winning Money in the Bank and bringing the title back where it belonged. And I'm just sitting here going, Rey Fenix is in that match. This fool ain't winning. Stupid me. Stupid me. So Fatu grabbed a microphone from Sikoa. He already told us that he wanted to bring the U.S. title to the family, and he would step up to anyone who got in his way. I guess, like, I didn't write it down here. We're like, Solo tried to do the all gas, no brakes, and that's when Fatu grabbed the mic. He's like, yeah, that's my thing. That's my line. Well, no, don't get me started on that one. Ric Flair and goddamn Jay Lethal, one of the greatest, not just one of, but one of my favorite segments in all of pro wrestling history, but the greatest TNA segment of all time. You know what I'm talking about. My line. That's my line. Just go look up Ric Flair, Jay Lethal, TNA, and it should come up. You're going to get one of the funniest, greatest back and forth promo battles you'll ever see. It's Ric Flair and Fortune in the ring. It's Jay Lethal coming out pretending to be Ric Flair, and they're going back and forth. Ric Flair basically against Ric Flair. It's phenomenal. Jay Lethal killed it. Ric Flair over here humping the ropes at women and stuff in the front row. I could make a grown woman cry. Even you, fatty. I'm like, what the shit? We got freaking AJ Styles out there, Kazarian, Desmond Wolfe, Nigel McGuinness. He's over like, listen here. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. If you've never seen that segment, go watch it. But regardless, back to SmackDown. Sikoa wanted to hear Fatu. Oh, no, I skipped the line. Fatu went to do his catchphrase, but Sikoa interrupted and mocked him for it. That's where it was. Okay. Sikoa wanted to help Fatu, and the title on his shoulder was because, well, Sikoa loves him and helped him. And he kept referring to JC here. JC. I'm like, oh, Jeff Cobb. They're just calling him JC for short. Okay, whatevs. Sikoa wanted to hear Fatu say, I love you, Solo. Which, if you guys want, if you love Solo, we've got our I Love You Solo shirts over at shop.pwu unlimited, pwunlimited.co/shop. But if you don't love Solo, if you're on the opposite side, we also have the I Hate Solo shirts as well. Again, pwunlimited.co/store. pwunlimited.co/store. So Fatu said it, but not in like his normal inflection. I love you, Solo. It was just more like I love you, Solo. So I wanted to hear him say it the way he always said it. And he yanked Fatu by the shoulder to get his attention, which Fatu did not like. And then we hear L.A. Knight Brown. Out comes, well, L.A. Knight as his music hits and the crowd erupts here in Greensboro. They turn their attention to the stage, but Knight did not appear on the stage. He appeared from the crowd and briefly attacked JC, but bailed through the crowd before he could get killed, before they could get their hands on him. So, here's the thing. They kept referring to Jeff Cobb as JC. JC. Solo said it multiple times. JC. JC. Joe Tessitore even called him JC. Well, as we have learned, Jeff Cobb, his new name in WWE is going to be JC Mateo. Now, he debuted for WWE Backlash on May 10th. On May 10th, WWE actually trademarked for the name JC Mateo. Now, before you come at us and go, that's a dumb name, why is that his name? Before you start asking me, not come at us, but come asking me why that's the name, if they had to change it, why did they pick that one? I don't know. It hasn't come out yet. We haven't learned why that name was picked. No one's asked him. It first revealed tonight. So we'll see where this leads to as far as like if we ever find out about the new name. A lot of people on social media don't like it. I'm whatever because it seems like they're just going to be calling him JC anyways. But then I've also seen a lot of people on social media going, JC Mateo, JC Mateo. Sounds like JD McDonough, JD McDonough. And now I can't stop thinking about that. I read that from like 5 different people on Twitter. JC Mateo sounds like JD McDonough, JD McDonough, JC Mateo. I'm like, oh shit. Now I can't stop thinking JC JD. Like, god damn it. Fucking Twitter. But Jeff Cobb is on SmackDown, is in WWE, and his new name is JC Mateo. Fast forward a little bit later, he ended up having a match with LA Knight that he did pick up the victory in. He used his old move, his finisher, the Tour of the Islands, and they did call it as such, the Tour of the Islands. So that's still the same, and they haven't changed the name of his finishing move. Again, the Tour of the Islands. So as we move forward, there's a backstage segment with Meechin and B-Fab, along with Chelsea Green and her secret Hervis. Here's something funny. Have you guys ever used Grammarly? It's like what's the word I'm looking for? AI spell check, autocorrect kind of service that you can use on your computer. Most people use it in like their Chrome browser and their Firefox browser and whatnot. Well, whenever I'm typing something up for the PWUnlimited.co website, and I type in Meechin, Michin, I get the little red squiggly. This is incorrect. This is incorrect. And instead of telling me this is how you're supposed to spell it, it changes it. Well, it doesn't change it, but I hover over, and it says, would you rather put Mickey James? They think I'm trying to put the AI of Grammarly thinks I'm writing Mickey James and just spelt it so wrong that they suggest Mickey James whenever I write Meechin. Because we wrote the one article today, or the post today, of a qualifying matches announced. Got Alexa Bliss, got Chelsea Green, we got Meechin, and I got the squiggly. So I hover over it and it says, suggestion, Mickey James. I'm like, no, totally different person in a totally different wrestling company. So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. It's not the first time that it's done that, but I've never brought it up before. So I thought I would bring it up because it's kind of a funny thing. The Grammarly AI thinks the word Meechin actually means Mickey James. But anyways, basically Green wasn't happy to learn that the outside parties were not allowed to be at ringside tonight. So like B-Fab couldn't be there for Meechin. The Hervis couldn't be there for Chelsea. They all had to go alone. And then like Alexa comes up and appears behind them, wishes them all luck, and then she goes out for the match. Green threatened to put tariffs on everybody if this doesn't go her way. And I go, oh Lord, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Elite, I've never blamed AI for my errors. I blamed my dyslexia. My spelling errors. But I didn't spell Meechin wrong. Here, let me see if I can... Hold on. Let me see if I can show you guys. Let me see if I can do it really fast. Let's go to the website. Limited.co. Let's just make a fake article or whatever. Just go to the post. And watch. Now that I've said it, it's not going to do it. Yeah, see? Now it's not going to do it. God damn it, Grammarly. It may have been because I did like an ignore on it earlier. And so it's like, oh, we're going to ignore that from now on. Let me see something. Hold on. Open Grammarly. Check post. Let me see something. Hold on. Let me go to the post that I did it on earlier. See if it does it there. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, might be the main qualifiers. There it goes. It's doing it now. Okay, hold on. I can show you guys. It's doing it now. Let's go here. Zoom in on this. Whoops, wrong one. Zoom in on this. So if we go here, right, and I have this all typed up, you guys can go read it. We posted it hours ago. But if you go here and you hover over where it says Meechin, it says check wording, Mickey James. That's from Grammarly. Like, what? Grammarly thinks that I should be putting Meechin or Mickey James as Meechin. Come on, Grammarly. Grammarly AI. They also think I should be spelling Smackdown with a capital D, which I mean, maybe, but I don't, because no one does. But actually, Twitter does, because when you get the emote or the emoji for the Smackdown logo on Twitter, it tries to correct it to the capital D as well. That's another one. But yeah, check wording, Mickey James for Meechin. No. Not the same person. Anyways, as far as this match does go, let's close this, get my notes back up here. There we go. As far as this match does go, early on, Bliss and Michin actually worked together to dispose of Green. They threw her out of the ring. They gave her basement drop kicks or baseball slide drop kicks, whatever you want to call them. And Bliss connected with hers. Green was all kinds of perturbed and pissed off that they were teaming up on her. Bliss and Michin were way too proud of themselves. The fist bumped. And the time spent celebrating allowed Green, though, to wipe them both out with a dive. They led to a break about 2 minutes in. Green then worked over Bliss during the break until Michin dropped her with a consecutive German suplex and a sit-out powerbomb. Michin twerked, the low back attack as they call it, before hitting both women with a cannonball in the corner. There was a somewhat convoluted triple down spot that led to a light "This is awesome" chant from the crowd, because crowds have now been conditioned to, when everyone's laying down in the ring, something big must have just happened, so let's chant "This is awesome." Even if nothing big did happen. Michin hit Green with the eat defeat, but Bliss broke up the pin. Bliss hit Michin with a twisted Bliss, and Green yanked Bliss out of the ring to break up the pin. Green then hit Michin with an unprettier, so Bliss returned the favor by yanking Michin out of the ring. Bliss then hit Green with his sister Abigail and pinned her to pick up the victory. So there we go. Alexa Bliss is the first woman to qualify for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. She's a former winner too. Remember that one. She has won this briefcase in the past. I think she went. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. She cashed it in the same night, right? I think she won it early in the night, cashed it in later that night, right? I could be thinking wrong, but that's what I'm remembering. If I'm remembering correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. So we got a great tag team match. Like, this match humped. It was Fraxium. Axiom and Nathan Frazier against DIY. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Kidovich just said yes, she did. Okay, I was thinking correctly. Gotcha. Also, we'll get into it later, but she says that she wants to be the first ever 2-time Money in the Bank winner. But ain't that Carmella? Hasn't Carmella technically won Money in the Bank twice? Anyways, this tag match was awesome. Give me Fraxium and DIY every week or every other week. Give it to me a bunch, because these 4 guys work so well together. So well together. Fraxium hit a series of dives early on, and one of them sent Ciampa into some fans in the front row. However, Gargano pulled the ropes down on Axiom as he went for a springboard move, and DIY took over from there, which led to a break about 2-3 minutes in. When we come back, well, the heels are in control as they led the control during the break. Frazier made a hot tag and hit a comeback as soon as he returned from the break. He hit Gargano with a standing shooting star for a 2. Gargano avoided a Phoenix splash and hit Frazier with a midair super kick. DIY then hit Frazier with a double team finish, but Axiom did break up the cover. Ciampa hit Frazier with a Project Ciampa and got another near fall. Frazier hit Gargano with a suplex, and Axiom super kicked Gargano as Frazier hit a brainbuster. Ciampa then broke up the cover with a running knee strike on Axiom. The crowd was really into the match at this point, loving all the cool sequences, chanting "This is awesome," which was granted, which was warranted. Unlike in that women's match when they got the "This is awesome," like slight "This is awesome" chant, this one got a big old "This is awesome. This is awesome." Because this match was freaking awesome. Ciampa ripped at Axiom's mask at one point, and Frazier took him out for doing so. Axiom then caught Gargano in a cradle, rolled him up, and pinned him 1, 2, 3. And well, this didn't go over well with Ciampa and Gargano. They attacked the baby faces, so out come the Motor City Machine Guns, who you can play as now in WWE 2K25 to make the save. Excuse me. Shelly and Sabin raised Fraxium's hands to celebrate after the match. This match was awesome. This match was freaking great. Phenomenal. Give me these guys again. Give me these guys doing this match again, but with bigger stakes. Like, put them tag titles on Fraxium, let them beat the Street Profits, and then give us DIY. Get DIY a win over like Motor City Machine Guns. Have them beat the Garzas, even though the Garzas are doing whatever the Garzas are doing with Legato. But get DIY a couple new wins. And Fraxium win the tag titles because they deserve it. They're fucking great. Brett's tag. I'm saying right now, best tag team of 2024. They were my tag team of the year. I know some said the Young Bucks. No, they weren't. No, it was Fraxium. Tag team of the year. Anyways. Put SmackDown tag titles on them. Push them to the moon. And let them have DIY in a title match at a PLE. Give them time. Give them 15, 20 minutes. This would be great. No, ladder match. So, Nia Jax is shown warming up backstage. Naomi could be seen lurking in the shadows, doing her thing. Esports Gaming Rules with a bit donations. He says, I was surprised that Julia is part of SmackDown. Now, so what happened of the draft plans and what is going on, Cody Rhodes, because does WWE got big plans for Cody, just like Punk when it comes to Cena? So, a couple things here. As far as the draft, the word is that the draft could be coming at the end of the month, but nothing is concrete, nothing is official, nothing is set in stone. That week that they're in Tampa, Florida, we could be getting, which actually is next week, we could be getting a draft. So I don't know if they would have announced it by now. But anyways, I don't know when we're getting the goddamn draft. I have no clue. But as far as like Julia being called up and Roxanne being called up, Roxanne's on Raw, Julia's now on SmackDown. They're just called up. Sometimes we get call-ups that are not draft related, especially like right now when they're not doing a draft right now. We don't even know if they're going to do a draft this year. We've seen a draft all the way down into the fall. So they can be waiting and do one in the fall after SummerSlam. We've seen it before. We've seen an October draft in the past. So maybe that's what the plan is this year, because they have so many events back to back to back to back to back to back to back right now. And maybe they just don't have time to be like, you know, we have all these plans fleshed out, but then we got to do a draft and switch it all up. No, we'll wait till the plans are done. It's kind of like what WrestleVote said like a week or two ago. There might be too much going on right now to actually do a draft. Because if you look at it, every 2 to 3 weeks, there's another PLE or a special event. We got, excuse me. It's like, okay, we've got Saturday Night's Main Event next week. But 2 weeks after that, boom, Money in the Bank. 2-3 weeks after that is Night of Champions. Not even a month after that, 2-3 weeks after that, SummerSlam. 3 weeks after that, Clash in Paris. So it's like there's almost too much going on right now. And I know what you're going to say. Well, they can always book properly so then they know who's getting drafted and this and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but I just think right now, them do what they're going to do. Let things calm down. And in the fall, we get a draft when there's not much going on. Like, a draft is used to boost ratings on the shows. A draft is used to shake things up. I don't think things need to be shaking up right now. I really don't. I really don't think things need to be shaken up right now. You can do some call-ups from NXT and then go from there. We've gotten 2 females so far. I don't know who comes up from the males. I'm going to be honest. I would have said Trick. I wouldn't be shocked if a Battleground Trick wins that TNA title, though. So, if you guys don't watch TNA, I watch it periodically here and there. Some weeks I do, some weeks I don't. But I think it was last week, maybe. Maybe it was the week before. I can't remember. Trick was on the show. And he kind of had a run-in with Mike Santana in the back. And Mike Santana is somebody they're pushing big. You could tell Mike Santana is a guy that they want at the top here soon. What if Trick beats Joe Hendry for the TNA title and Mike Santana is the one that comes and saves TNA and gets the title back to their company? Just saying. It's possible. They teased something between Trick and Mike. Could be completely wrong on that, but we'll see. We'll see. So the Street Profits catch up with Fraxium in the back. They congratulate him on getting a big win, and they're like, you know what? You beat DIY. You beat, forget who the other team, the Garzas, I think it was. You beat the Garzas. Yeah, you even beat us. That's why we went and talked to Nick Aldis. You guys don't have to wait till Money in the Bank. You guys don't have to wait till Saturday Night's Main Event to get a shot at these titles. Nope. Next week on SmackDown, Street Profits, Fraxium, titles on the line. Dawkins will warn them. You guys ain't coming in at 100%. And they hope Fraxium. But they said, we're coming in at 100%. And we hope you guys could be too. So, Frazier was pumped. Where Axiom was like, all right, hey, calm down. We need to stay focused on this opportunity. Esports Gaming Rules with the bit donation says, Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide celebrates 33 years. So I hope WWE will show some AAA flashbacks at Worlds Collide. Maybe, but 33 is a random year. So it's not like it's like a 30 or a 25 or, you know what I mean? It's not like it's 35. It's not like a big like celebration year. It's like saying, let's celebrate 17, you know? Just random. Kind of random. Anyways, excuse me. Moving forward, Wade Barrett actually had a sit-down interview with R-Truth that was very interesting. And it had a big announcement of something that we had heard was going to happen and is now official. Wade Barrett sat down with R-Truth, who said earlier in the day. Barrett asked him about John Cena giving him an AA through the table at the press conference. Truth said, hey, John's under constant pressure. From his career, his family, his friends, he got bills to pay. Regardless of all of that, you can always depend on John Cena. Truth kept spouting Cena's catchphrase, real life, as real life advice. John always says, never give up. And I never give up. Barrett's like, you're crazy. Truth, you're crazy. You save Cena from losing his belt, and what does he do? He repays you by putting you through a table? Truth's like, yeah, that wasn't the real John Cena at the press conference. He ain't himself right now. Truth didn't want to fight John, but he says he will beat him to knock the sense back into him and bring the real John Cena back out. He said he talked to Nick Aldis, and at Saturday night's main event, he will be fighting John Cena. Now, they haven't said if the title's on the line. The graphic shows, Cena over here, Truth over here, and the WWE Championship on Cena's line. But nowhere on the graphic, and the two times they announced the match and talked about the match when they were running down the card, they never said, with the WWE Championship on the line, the undisputed WWE Championship will be defended. Nope, they never said it. They just said, John Cena will be taking on R-Truth. So, I don't know if it's a title match or not. I'm going of the assumption that it is not, and then we'll see later if it is or not. But Truth knew that it seemed impossible for him to beat John Cena, but as this hero always told him, never give up. And he lived by those three words: hustle, loyalty, respect. And Wade goes, well, Truth, I wish you luck. So we got it. Match is official. John Cena versus R-Truth at Saturday night's main event. No, I didn't. I never said anything about Cena showing up tonight. So, Carlos, how about that? How about that? I never said Cena was showing up tonight. I never said anything about Cena on the show. I said Cody was advertised, but I never said Cody was going to be on the show either, so don't even come with that. But I never said anything about John Cena in tonight. John Cena was never advertised for this show. So you're making up shit. And then for that, you know what? It's not the first time you've come in here and do that. So you're gone. You're gone. I'm not even going to put you in a timeout. I'm just going to make it so you can't comment anymore at all. How about that? How about that, son of a bitch? No one ever said anything about Cena being on the show tonight. At all. Cena, let me see. I know Cena's going to be a Saturday night's main event, of course, because this match is announced. Is he even advertised for next week's show? Let's see. Next week's Smackdown. Savannah, Georgia. Bop. 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 No. Cena's not even scheduled or advertised, at least, for next week's Smackdown. Cody still is, as he was tonight. Cody never showed up, as far as we know. Did he do a dark match? I don't know. Let's go look. Cody Rhodes. Bop, bop, bop. Yep, people mad. WWE false advertised. Cody didn't show up at all at the tapings. Cody didn't show up at all in Greensboro. False advertising. I see a lot of this. False advertising. False advertising. Which, I mean, technically, yeah, kind of. Well, next week, they are in Savannah, Georgia, his home state. We'll see. We'll see if that's when Cody shows back up, or if he shows up at Saturday night's main event. We know Cody is scheduled for Money in the Bank on the 7th. We'll see. See how it all does go. Yes, Cena was on the show last week. The night before Backlash. Took an RKO. Esports Gaming Rules says, R-Truth is going to get bloodied up by John Cena at Saturday Night's Main Event, and Cody Rhodes coming back. Maybe, but I don't know if they're going to use blood. I don't know if he's going to bloody him up. WWE is never, not AEW. And WWE, I wouldn't say is against blood, but they don't typically, normally, even under Triple H, do it on purpose. For the most part. It's more just if it's fortuitous, it's fortuitous. But yeah, he was the same guy who said he was going to cook Tim the day. Yeah, that's why I blocked him permanently. Perma-ban, perma-block, whatever you want to call it. I told him, hey, show me where I said whatever it was going to show. What was it? I don't even remember now. But I was like, show me the link of where I said it. And he didn't say anything else. So you're going to come back here and call me a liar again? I'm going to call him a son of a bitch and block him from the goddamn chat forever. I know I spell things wrong sometimes. I know I do things incorrectly. Not like sometimes I'll get a date wrong, or I'll spell a word wrong, or I'll put a he where she's supposed to be, or something like that. But when I'm reporting something, I don't lie. I literally read and give you the report as it's given, whether that's from Fightful, PW Insider, Wrestling Observer, or if I get something from WWE or AEW, TNA, whether they put something out or not. I give you what is presented to me already. I ain't over here saying, oh, I heard from a source. I don't got sources. I got like one guy that's kind of got connections with WWE, and sometimes I hear things, and sometimes he's right, sometimes he's not. So, yeah. But as far as this show does go, let's move on forward. Damian Priest had a pre-tape video here where he basically said, you know, me and Drew, we've been going through it, going at it, and it's time to end all of this. No better way to end this than inside of a steel cage. Drew, fight me a Saturday Night's Main Event in the cage. Priest then said he's going to send Drew to the hospital in such a way that the only way they'll be able to identify him from his dental records. We're getting that cage match. It is official. They announced it later because Drew accepted. Moving forward, we did have a rematch from last week's show. Aleister Black versus Carmelo Hayes. Match was just okay. I expected more out of it. I expected more out of it last week too. I thought these two would work very well together, but they just kind of whatever. And then this one also did end in DQ with bullshit, but that's a whole different story. So, let me take a drink here. My throat's getting kind of dried out, sore. I got a bottle of water right now. Oh, well. Miz pulled Hayes from the ring into safety as Black tried to dive early. Black looked around like an idiot, acting like he didn't know what was going on and who was his opponent and where he was. Hayes then wiped him out with a flip dive to take over as they go to a break. Back from the break, Black made a comeback. He eventually hit a bridging German suplex for a 2. Miz distracted the referee and distracted Black. This allowed Hayes to get back on the offense and get a couple of 2 counts. Then eventually, Black shoved Hayes into Miz, knocking him off the apron. Then they did some random crazy whatever stuff. I don't even know what the hell happened. Miz jumped in the ring, attacked Black, and the ref called for the DQ. So, yeah. Black then drops Miz with the black mass, and there we go. Bingo. There we go. Nothing to it. I was kind of just like, that's it? That was it? Oh, we didn't need that. We didn't need that at all on this show. Sure. Okay. But then, Hayes knocks out Black and hits him with the leg drop, the nothing but net or whatever. So then at the end, even though Miz gets laid out, Hayes still gets to stand tall. Whatever. Our Esports Gaming Rule says Shinsuke Nakamura is going to be in a Money in the Bank qualifying match next week. Yep, we'll talk about that later. Backstage, Alexa Bliss told Byron that she wants to be the first woman to win Money in the Bank twice. And I'm sitting here going, Carmella. She won it twice in like a week. Thank you, James Ellsworth. Anyways, she left. and approached Charlotte Flair. She's like, hey, have you thought about what we talked about last week? Charlotte's like, well, what? We're not friends. And Bliss is like, well, when I first showed up in NXT, you were nice to me and kind of took me under your wing and showed me the ropes. And Flair's like, yeah, and I don't remember any of that. That never happened. Nick Olson walks up and goes, hey, nice to see you two. Have you met our newest SmackDown superstar? Julia is now part of the SmackDown roster. Crowd in Greensboro cheers. All of a sudden said, hey, Charlotte, come in and have a little talk. Discuss Money in the Bank. Before she did, Flair told Bliss, stay out of my way. I don't need you. I don't know what Alexa wanted with Charlotte. She thinks they're buddy, I guess. I don't know. Well, my camera just froze on a really weird spot. But she thinks they're buddy. Charlotte does not. And we go from there. We get a hype video hyping up our main event. Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax for the Women's Championship. Then Drew McIntyre comes out. Mixed reaction from the crowd, some cheers and some boos. Seemed more positive than negative, though. He addressed what Damian Priest issued earlier in the night. He said Priest claims that he was in the McIntyre vortex. McIntyre has been stuck in his own vortex for over a year and been stuck there. It's only Priest. Priest ain't even relevant. So none of this is relevant. McIntyre said that he can beat Priest clean in a street fight. Priest is still obsessed and jealous. McIntyre was everything Priest wanted to be and more. McIntyre was better in every single way. He said it was Priest's fault that he's not a Grand Slam champion, and if not for Priest, he would be. Priest was trying to take out the competition. That's why he chokeslammed him off the platform and conked his head on the concrete. McIntyre then said, if you want to fight in the cage, I accept. McIntyre then guaranteed that the only way you will be walking out of this cage is when they take you out on a stretcher. So basically, both men claiming they're going to beat the shit out of the other in this cage match. McIntyre left, and as he left, out came Solo. They kind of stopped, looked at each other like, ooh, well, fuck you, and then kept on going. So, tease for something. Tease for something. So as far as next week, no. Right now on the card for Saturday night's main event here. Cage match, Drew and Priest. Non-title, I assume, John Cena, R-Truth. CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. And then in the, I don't know if it's the main event. Probably the Cena match will be the main event. But with the World Heavyweight Championship on the line, Jey Uso versus Logan Paul. 4 matches so far announced. Maybe we get one more. Because the last 2 have been 5-match cards. Now with the cage match, I assume that's going to get some time. The Punk, Sammy Rollins Breaker match will probably get time. So maybe we can get 4 matches. I still see a 5th because I don't see John Cena and R-Truth going that long. That's like a 5-6 minute match. Moving forward, though, JC Mateo, that is, accompanied Solo Sikoa, and that's when they first called him on air, JC Mateo. Like they hadn't said JC Mateo before that. Jeff Cobb was out there with them as well. This match was very odd. Solo dominated. Got a lot more offense than I expected and won. I did not think Solo was winning. I'm like, oh, Rey Fenix in a ladder match. Fuck yeah. Nope. Unless he wins some sort of last chance qualifier. Nope. Sikoa wanted to form an alliance with Jimmy, brother and brother, but that didn't work. Phoenix wiped out Uso and Sikoa with the flying crossbody outside the ring, but Sikoa caught him moments later with a spinning solo in the ring. Even though that's his finisher, it did not go over well. He didn't even go for the cover. Instead, Sikoa gave Jimmy a spinning solo on the announce table. Kind of like going, oh, I got to make sure you're down. And we go to a break. Then we come back for a heat segment that was pretty boring. Nothing really happened. There was just a lot of just filler in this match, it felt like. A lot of Solo being the monster brooding around. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? It's like, how long did this match go? 13 minutes, and it felt long. Felt way longer because there was a lot of lull in this match, it felt like. Anyways. One point, Phoenix to get the advantage, tried to go for a cover, but Sikoa held him up, and Jimmy hit a dive. Jimmy finally went for the dive, but Phoenix ducked. Jimmy caught him in a roll-up. The referee simply didn't do anything. Like, I don't know what the fuck this was. So it's like, Solo had, it's so weird. Solo had Ray Phoenix up in like the jaded position, right? The glam slam. Jimmy then comes off the top rope. Solo kind of not drops, but Phoenix ducks down. And as he ducks down, he pulls down Solo for like a roll-up deal. So Jimmy flies over them. Jimmy does the front roll, lands up in the corner, catches himself. The ref's looking back at Jimmy while Ray is trying to pin Solo. And then the ref just goes, oh, crap. And then kicks out before the ref even... What? Lil Nate. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, he's just watching Jimmy fly off the top rope. Hey, oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, crap, pin. Never mind, I'm too late. I messed up. That's all me, boss. That's all me. Fucking Charles Robinson. Lil Nate messing things up. Very weird. Very weird here. It's rare when a referee misses something this big. And it's even more rare when it's Jimmy, or not Jimmy Corderas, the wrong guy, Charles Robinson. So, yeah, this was weird. I don't know if he was just enamored by the way Jimmy came off that top rope. Hey, that's cool. He lands. He just stands there and looks at it. And then, oh, crap, we got to go for the pin. Like someone yelled in his ear, pin, cover, count. So, anyways, we're about 10 minutes into this match or whatever, and still not much has happened other than our ref botch. Batu decided that he was going to get involved here. Jimmy super kicked him off the apron. Sikoa gave Jimmy a spike, and Phoenix and Sikoa with the rope walk punt. Phoenix then knocked JC off the apron, but the distraction allowed Sikoa to hit Phoenix with a spike and pin him to pick up the victory. This match actually wasn't even good. There was nothing good about this match at all. That's a Ray Phoenix freaking match. A freaking Ray Phoenix match. And I'm saying there was nothing good in this match. This match sucked. This match literally sucked. Not even like, oh, it wasn't good. Oh, they just didn't work well together. Yeah, I've seen it. No. The match was just horrible. Boring and blah. Then LA Knight comes out and starts attacking the heels. And when JC start going at it, and Nick Aldis comes out, wait. Well, I'm not going to let this happen. You two want to fight, LA, JC? Let's make it happen. Give me a referee because JC, you're making your in-ring debut right now. So, we did get the first official WWE match from JC Mateo. So, this is when we finally get like the first graphic. This is JC Mateo because they come back from the break, and we got the graphic that shows LA Knight on one side, JC Mateo on the other side, and it says LA Knight, JC Mateo, and then Joe Tess like 3 or 4 times in a row. JC Mateo. JC Mateo. He's a former television and tag champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He wrestled in the Olympics. He's an Olympic gold medalist. And, oh, yeah, he worked Lucha Underground. So they're, like, running down all his stats and his history or whatever. Guam flag bearer in the Olympics and all that. But he changed his name. And don't even get me started on what's her name in fucking NXT LFG. Tamensa Stock or whatever her name is. Tamara Stock. Hold on. What's her name again? What's her name? It is Tyra May Steele. the biggest oof WWE's had in a while as far as like wrestler names go, because Tamara Mensah Stock is the first black female ever win an Olympic gold medal in wrestling. Now you can say, well, no one knows who she is. A lot of people do. A lot of people know who she is because she won that Olympic gold medal. Same year as Gable Steveson won his. So you hear the name, a lot of people hear the name Tamara Mensah Stock and go, oh, that's that chick that won the gold medal. Holy crap. But then you hear Tyra May Steele, and you're like, huh? And here's the best example of this. So I was listening to Brian Alvarez and Vincent Verhey, Big Vinny V, the Brian and Vinny show last night for F4W Online. And they're talking about NXT from this week and that awful, god-awful LFG segment with The Undertaker and Bubba. And so Brian tells Vinny, he's like, they talk about how bad this segment is. And he goes, you know what's even worse, Vinny? He's like, what? You know who that is? I got Tyra May Steele. Who? I don't know. It's Tyra May Steele. He goes, what if I said the name Tamara Mensah Stock? He goes, you mean the one that won the gold medal? And Brian's just like, exactly. Exactly. You hear that name, you immediately know who she is, and she's a name. You hear the other name, and you just go, I have no clue who that is. The thing is, why would they change her name? I know I'm getting off on a tangent now, but it's like some people that follow the Olympics and amateur wrestling and all that kind of stuff know who she is. And when you change your name to something unrecognizable, you're just like, oh, this is another chick on the roster. I don't watch LFG. I don't know who that is. Yet they still call her an Olympic gold medalist, and they say she's done this and that, just like Cobb. Jeff Cobb was in the Olympics, and he was the flag bearer for Guam. And that's where I'm tying it all back. Oh, he wrestled in New Japan. Oh, he was in Lucha Underground. Granted, he was Matanza Cueto there, so that's different. But it's like, you're telling us this guy's backstory and his history and why we should know who he is, but then go, JC Mateo from New Japan. What? I've never seen a JC Mateo in New Japan. At least with, like, AJ Styles, and they go, oh, he's a former IWGP heavyweight champion, TNA champion. Well, yeah, but no shit, it's AJ Styles. And he's still called AJ Styles. Even Andrade. They've said before, Andrade is a former champion in New Japan. But then when you give all these stats about these guys from what they've done before, and then they got a different name, people are going to go, wait, is that the same guy? He looks like the same guy, but he's got a different name. What's going on? I don't know. So, anyways, LA versus JC. Knight versus Mateo. Solo and Fatu stayed at ringside. So JC Mateo wasn't ready to wrestle, so he didn't have his real gear on. He had black dress shoes, jeans, and a black t-shirt. He didn't have his singlet that says JC on it. I assume he's still going to get to wear the same gear that he always has because, well, he's still JC. So that's a plus for Cobb. You don't got to change and make all new gear because he's still JC. Unless they want him to change it and put JCM or JM or something. We'll see. Anyways, so they fight for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. We go to a break. Nothing happened. We come back from the break, and Knight fought out of a long bear hug. He finally makes a comeback. JC responded with a spinning back suplex and a standing moonsault for a 2. I saw some people go, what? He kicked out of his finish already? Not the Tour of the Islands. The spinning back suplex was not the Tour of the Islands. And then maybe I'm wrong and I looked at it and watched it wrong. But then he does do the Tour of the Islands later and wins. But anyways, Knight took out Solo and Fatu with a dive at one point off the middle rope. JC then caught him, hit him with the Tour of the Islands. They called it the Tour of the Islands, so they didn't change that, and pinned him to pick up the victory. Match went like 3-4 minutes. Maybe, no. It felt quick because we had that long break. Maybe it was like 10 minutes or so. I could be wrong. But it felt fast because we had a long break in the middle of it. But anyways, it was fine. Not ideal for his first WWE match. Kind of just like, random, go do it. You're in street clothes. So, I don't know. Again, don't know why they changed his name. Don't even know why he's with Solo, because he ain't even in the family. Literally. He ain't one of them Samoans He's not a Fatu or an NOI or a Johnson or a Maivia. He ain't a Maivia. He ain't none of them. So I don't even know why. Because he looks like he fits. I don't freaking know. That's the biggest. Like, nah, I'm more baffled of that than the name change. Name change is whatever. Why is he fucking with Solo? It's not like he's another member of the family. It's not like he's Talatonga or whatever you want to call him, who's technically not family, but if they call family. Anyways, Haku's kids are family. Haku is family, even though he's not really family. Anyways. It's like he's not part of the bloodline per se on the tree at all. He's not part of the tribe, I guess you would call it. There you go. That's a better way of putting it. He's not in the tribe. So why he's with them, I still don't know. Why he's with Solo, why he's with Fatu. They just needed another guy, I guess, and they're like, hey, you fit. RTS with a good question there. He says, don't know why Jeff got his name changed, but they didn't change Tamatonga, right? No, they didn't. And they barely changed Tangaloa to Tongaloa. So it's like his name barely got changed as well. Now, Hikaleo is looking at a possible big name change. Talatonga has been trademarked. Another kind of similar name has been trademarked. I don't know what the hell's going on with him. And we also still have, what's the other guy? He's in NXT, but he's hurt right now. Oh, crap. I can't think of his name all of a sudden. Chat, who's the other one in NXT? Or signed to developmental, but he hasn't debuted yet because he's hurt. Oh, now it's going to bug me. Going to Roman's Anawai's. Anyways. We go to the back. Angel Garza met with Santos Escobar. Escobar's like, hey, where's Berto? You found him? He's like, no. Went to his home and he's not even there. Escobar's like, hey, I want loyalty from you. You're loyal, right? He's like, I just want to know what's going on with Berto. Then he said something about like, invite him to a big feast and we're going to have a dinner and we're going to talk this all out or something like that. Then we get a pre-tape. Shinsuke Nakamura cutting a promo. Lance, thank you, Fonzie. Lance and Hawaii. So we got a pre-tape with Shinsuke Nakamura focused on LA Knight. Then eventually towards the end, he mentions Aleister Black and then we figure out why. Because next week, triple threat for Money in the Bank. We got 2 triple threats announced for next week. Aleister Black, LA Knight, and Shinsuke Nakamura will try to qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Charlotte Flair, Julia, and the Women's United States Champions Zelina Vega will try to qualify for the women's ladder match. Also, the tag team championships will be on the line when the Street Profits defend against Fraxium. So we go to the back. Jade Cargill, Warren Tiffany Stratton. Hey, I'm going to win a qualifying match. I'm going to get into this ladder match, and I'm going to win Money in the Bank. Then you're going to have to watch out before I cash in on you. Stratton said Cargill would never be good enough to cash in on her. She knows how to cash in. She knows what it's all about, but Jade ain't going to get it done. And now she's got to go defend her title. So, interesting tease there. I don't think they're going to tease it like that to not put Jade in. So, whatever qualifying match Jade gets, kind of think Jade going to win. Kind of think Jade's going to win. With all of that, before we get into our main event, I'll tell you about our sponsor. It's Chef Robot. Let's hear about him right now. Hey, food lovers. Want crispy, delicious meals without the guilt? Then say hello to the Chef Robot 8-quart double air fryer, the ultimate kitchen sidekick that fries, bakes, and roasts with up to 85% less oil. With its smart cooking technology, you get perfectly golden results every time. Whether it's wings, fries, or even dessert, just set it, forget it, and enjoy chef-quality meals in minutes. So why settle for boring, greasy foods when you can cook healthier and faster with Chef Robot? Get yours today and transform the way you cook. So use our link in the description below, scan the QR code on the screen, or head over to pwunlimited.co/Chef Robot now for smart cooking and perfect results. So with all of that, I was typing up the poll here on Twitch. Let me finish that. I liked it. All right. I didn't like it. All right. Poll is live on Twitch if you're all watching there. As far as this main event does go, I couldn't call it bad. Couldn't call it great. I'd say it was okay to good title match. Nothing special, to be completely honest, other than Nia has now become the first person to kick out of Tiffany's moonsault. Both them big moonsaults she did tonight look picture perfect too. Like, I don't know if she's done them better. Maybe once or twice, but like some of the best moonsaults she's ever done. Palpatine says, Timmy, do you have the Chef Robot? Yes, we do. We do have one of those Chef Robot 8-core air fryers, and it works great. I use it a bunch. Kids use it all the time. So, yes, very much can vouch for those and say, hey, get one. You won't regret it. I also think they're on sale right now. So early in the match, Jax used a hip attack to drive Stratton's head into the ring post. This is a cool spot. As Tessitore, who often sounds on the verge of sleep, really sold it big. Led to a commercial break about 2 minutes into the match. Stratton tried fighting back during the break, but Jax hit a middle rope Samoan drop. Got a 2 off of it. After the break, Jax tried the hip attack again, but Stratton moved this time, and Jax collided with the ring post. Jax shoved her over the barricade, but Stratton leapt off the barricade and hit a Hurricane Rana into the ring post. Stratton followed this up with a flying crossbody for a 2. Jax responded with a pop-up Samoan drop, and, well, you guessed it, got a 2. Stratton then hit a back handspring elbow and a spine buster for a 2. The crowd chanted for Stratton as Jax hit her with consecutive power bombs. First one, I don't know what happened. She went for the cartwheel, grabbed her, pulled her up for the power bomb, and then kind of just slowly went down and hit her on the mat. And then she yoinked her back up and popped her the second sit out one. And I'm like, okay, she saved it. Didn't go for the pin though, and instead went for the running leg drop. Got a 2 off of it. Jax went for an avalanche body slam, but Stratton countered into a power slam. Naomi entered with a chair as her music played. About 10 minutes into this match, it's like, oh, Naomi's going to ruin everything. Naomi's out here. What is she doing? And she saunters down to the ring. We've got 2 women fighting, but we're not watching them anymore. We're watching Naomi walk down. She's all pissed off, and she's got a chair in hand. She gets up on the apron, and nope. There's Jade. Jade and her fight off into the crowd. They go away, but you got to remember the chair is still there. Lays into the finish. All that just to get the chair there. Also, I'm pretty sure this is leading to Jade and Naomi being in the same Money in the Bank qualifier, probably. But Jax missed his tackle, the shoulder first into the ring post. Stratton followed this up with the PME for a close near fall. The announcers freaked out and said that Jax is the first woman ever, main roster or NXT, to kick out of the PME. Stratton went back to the top, but Jax shoved her off and hit a Samoan drop on the announce table instead. Didn't break. Call it one of them new reinforced tables. Jax then went for the Annihilator, but Stratton slipped underneath for a powerbomb attempt. Stratton couldn't really get the move, and then Jax still fell on her for the Annihilator. Ref counts 1, 2, and this was so smooth. Tiffany just goes, yoink, grabs the rope, breaks the cover. I'm like, oh, damn, that was perfect. The way she just went, yoink, like her arm just snapped up and grabbed the rope like that, it was perfect. Also, when Nia landed on her because she couldn't get that powerbomb, ooh, that looked like it hurt. That looked like it hurt. Jax was pissed off here. She couldn't get it done. She thought she had a 1. So she jumps out of the ring, grabs the belt, and goes to leave. Jax goes to walk away with the belt. Then she gave the belt back to the referee as a distraction, and she grabbed the steel chair. Referee was trying to get the belt back over to the ringside area or whatever when Stratton would drop kick the chair into Nia's face. Go to the top rope, hit the PME, and pin her to pick up the victory. There we go. Tiffany Stratton does defeat Nia Jax to retain the WWE Women's Championship. I thought the match was good, not great. It wasn't bad or anything. I thought it was a decent SmackDown main event title match. It's a Nia Jax match. You can't really expect a lot much more. For a Nia match, it was pretty dang good. I will say that. For a Nia match, it was pretty dang good. Yeah, the match went about 14 minutes, and now we see what's next for Tiffany. Not going to be Nia. What if that qualifier is Nia, Jade, and Naomi? Oh, fuck. Who wins that? Jade, probably. But with all of that, that is Friday Night Smackdown. You know what I thought. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of the show. Let's go and check the polls. Refresh all of these. The beat, bait, bop, bo, boo. As far as the Threads poll does go, 67% liked the show, 20% thought it was just all right, and 13% didn't like it. Looking at the Twitter X poll, 72% liked the show, 16% thought it was just all right, and 11% didn't like it. Looking at the community poll, 82% liked the show, 11% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. As far as the live poll does go, 85% liked the show, 13% thought it was just all right, and 2% didn't like it. And finally, everybody that voted on Twitch liked the show. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining me here, twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, we will be back live on Monday for Monday Night Raw. Don't know the qualifying match. We know there's two. So what we know so far, we've got, what is it, announced for Monday's Raw. We got it right here. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds to pull it up. Now, we got two qualifying matches for the Money in the Bank that they haven't told us who's in yet. You know, we got Jey Uso and Braun Breaker. And so it's Jey Uso and Braun Breaker, AJ Styles and Penta versus the Judgment Day, Sheamus, Grayson Waller, and then the two Money in the Bank qualifying matches. So that has all been announced for Monday's Raw. So with that, guys, have a great weekend. I'll see you next time. Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Have a good one, guys.